Let's get to some news here on the stock market. Good morning, Scott. Scott Carruthers is not here. Dwayne Thomas is. Dwayne, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
We were all over the place. Yes, they finished down over 100. What happened?
Exactly. So over the weekend, China announced some stimulus packages to help their stock market and their economy. And they were up almost 4% Sunday night. So we started the day up about 150 points in response to their improving economy, or at least perception of that. As the day wore on and people evaluated what's taking place or not taking place, we ended up sliding from that up to down about 150 points. Then we came back to positive again later early afternoon. And then right at the end of the day, we slid again and finished down 126 points to a level of 25,317. So we covered a lot of road in one day.
Everyone's looking to this week as a big earnings week. What do you know?
Well, 150 companies of the S&P 500 report this week, so almost a third. So far, going into this week, according to FactSet, the tracks earnings, 80% of the companies reported have beaten expectations. So companies are beating expectations, yet over the past 2 weeks, the market is down.
Well,
and so there's a little disconnect between earnings and what's taking place and, the reality.
Yeah, but isn't earnings a look in the rearview mirror and the stock market is a look forward?
It is, but ultimately the power of earnings the market will follow that. So, good earnings beating expectations, meaning companies are doing better. Sales are better than expected. Earnings are better than expected. Yes, it's going to anticipate the future. No doubt about that. It always has. But what you've done in the past is proof versus just words.
Sure.
And there's a lot of just words out there.
Yeah, you were talking about the week. What's going to happen today in terms of earnings?
Got a lot of companies reporting. I just literally 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago. So I'll give you a really fast rundown. Verizon reported earnings of $1.22 a share versus 98 cents a year ago, up nicely. It's really how their CEO talks about the 5G rollout with them. That's the big focus on Verizon. Harley-Davidson reported earnings a year ago at 40 cents, expectation 53 cents. They earned 68 cents. That's a huge beat. And that's actually with U.S. sales down a bit, but their European sales went through the roof. So very, very strong there. United Technologies, big airplane parts manufacturer, beat both sales and profit estimates and raised estimates for next year per what you're talking about. Caterpillar, they beat earnings, both revenue and earnings per share by a small bit. They're a big proxy on China. So in their case, what you're talking about the future, what they comment on future sales will influence their stock price more than just the earnings that just happened, because they do so much selling for equipment in China. Lockheed Martin has not reported yet. They're any second. 3M hasn't reported yet. They're any second. And McDonald's is any second.
Right.
So there's a lot happening, a lot of big companies. And the big question, 3M, the maker of all those Post-it notes.
Yes.
And you do know what 3M stands for, right?
McGraw Millhaven Mornings.
You're right. Actually, Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing, which I think is great when you look at what the economy used to be and some of these companies used to be, mining and manufacturing, and now they're the world leader in the paper and office supplies.
Yeah, interesting. Talk about up to the second news with Dwayne Thomas. What about markets today? How do they look as they open up?
Well, it's kind of ignoring the earnings a little bit. Right now, it looks like they're going to open up down about 250 points. So it shows you the market wants to go where it wants to go versus looking at some of the facts.
Kind of sounds like a woman.
Not going to comment on that.
Dwayne Thomas from Stifel Nicholas. Have yourself a good day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have a good day.
Right? He said the market's going to do what the market's going to do, not look